Now, can sugary drinks cause cancer? That's the question that's been asked by researchers after a study found a link between the two.
Scientists in France looked at the diets of 100,000 people and found those who consumed 2 extra cans of fruit juice or fizzy pop a week saw an increased risk of a cancer.
Yeah, so with us is dietitian Nichola Ludlam-Raine. Thanks very much for joining us. So can you just explain then what this research found and how this link between cancer and the sugary drinks works?
So the headline certainly sounds scary, and although we've known for a while that consuming too much sugar isn't good for us, the study, the way it was designed, can't say that sugar causes cancer, it's just associated. So something else that the paper showed is that people who were consuming these sugary drinks also were consuming more calories as well as salt. So for example, these people who were having the sugary drinks may have been having more things like fast food at the expense of healthy meals containing fibre and vegetables, which we know protect us against cancer.
So it's quite hard to isolate these drinks specifically to what they're doing, because people might be, their general diet otherwise might also be contributing.
Studying nutrition is really hard. In this paper, they did ask what people were having over a 3-day period, but what were these people drinking the rest of the week, over the course of the year? When it comes to sugar, though, we already know that sugar isn't good for our teeth. Too much does cause weight gain, and sugar doesn't provide any nutrients. So as a nation, we should be cutting down on it.
Yeah, and they do make some conclusions in this research, though, don't they? And they say it's essentially 4 sugary drinks a week when you can really increase the risk of cancer. So, I mean, 4 doesn't sound like a lot to me, to be honest.
It doesn't, and if people are consuming fizzy drinks on a daily basis, then those are the people really who I would be encouraging to swap for the zero or the diet alternative, which this paper showed no increased risk of cancer, and we know that the sweeteners contained in the diet drinks are safe for human consumption. Diet drinks aren't as good, though, as plain water, but we have to be realistic, getting people to swap to the diet alternative and then water is a second step.
Probably explain we're surrounded by a wall of sugar cubes. That's what you're wondering, what's behind you. Now, what's your personal experience as a dietitian of people's consumption?
I think on one side, people don't realise just how much sugar is in, for example, a can of fizzy pop, and actually, in comparison to the guidelines, a can of fizzy pop is well over a whole day's worth of sugar, and that's not including the sugar that's already found in things like chocolate and things like biscuits. On the other side of it, though, you've got this misconception that the diet drinks are bad for us or that the diet drinks are worse, and what this paper shows is that actually the diet drinks are a little bit better. Yes, not as good as water, but the sugary drinks we should be cutting down on.
And on the point that Steph was making about, that some people may be consuming an awful lot more of these drinks. I mean, have you had people come to you whose consumption is many, many times this?
Regular in clinic, I might see people consuming 1-2 litre bottles of Coca-Cola a day. So for those people, it's about making small changes, getting them to reduce the amount and also swapping to the diet alternative. As well as the sugar, though, you've got to take into account the amount of caffeine in certain fizzy drinks and also the amount of acid, which causes dental erosion.
Can I just ask one thing as well about the difference between fruit juice and fizzy pop? Is the impact the same?
When it comes to comparing, for example, a can of Coke and a glass of fruit juice provides fibre as well as vitamin C. However, the guidelines have been around for a while now to limit fruit juice consumption to 1 small glass a day, so 150 ml. So there's 3 takeaway messages, really. When it comes to fizzy drinks, choose diet. When it comes to adding sugar in tea and coffee, reduce it. And when it comes to fruit juice, limit it to a small glass.
Or just drink water.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for coming in to talk to us. I'm sure lots of people will have their own thoughts on that as well, so do get in touch with us.
On that note, I will take a big slurp of my coffee.
With sugar in?
No sugar,
and
just
I will
coffee.
carry on with my water.